On the 15th of December 1892 was born Raimundo Irineu Serra, Mestre Irineu, and in this sequence of videos we're going to be talking about the birth of Santo Daime and what led him to create that. Mestre Irineu was born in a small city called São Vicente de Ferrer in Maranhão, Brazil. And even nowadays, this city is considered to be a poor area of the country. And also, just to give a little bit of a contextualization, the historical facts around that time, on the 13th of May 1888, Brazil was abolishing the slavery. It was the last country in the Western world to abolish the enslavement of human beings. Beings like his dad, Sancho Martino, and his mom, Joana Assunção, who has just been released to be free from the slavery. It's not that the government was providing any kind of support for them. It was basically, okay, from now on, you don't have a house anymore, you don't have a place to work anymore, and you're free. You're free to do whatever you want. Take your kids with you and go. Irineu was the oldest of 6 siblings from this same couple. And in his childhood, he had a lot of financial problems, given the region where he was born and all this financial and economical instability that were happening around Brazil. All the information that I'm going to be sharing with you guys here comes from a book called Eu Venho de Longe, where you can find some historical facts, contextualizations, interviews, and it's the most accurate information that you can find about the birth of Santo Daime and Mestre Irineu's life experience. It is written in this book that in his childhood he used to receive guidance from an old lady that came on his dreams. She was there guiding him and teaching him about the beautiful things in life. Just later, in 1914, he found out that this same lady was actually the Virgin of Conception, who was going to be giving him his mission of life and teach him about the vision of Santo Daime. He worked hard since he was very young to support his family, and in his early 20s, around 1910, he chose to go and travel around, following the advice of his uncle Paulo Serra. Paulo Serra was also his father figure, given that his parents were not together since he was very young. In this exploration, he heard about the extraction of a liquid from the Amazon jungle that was being used to create rubber. When he came back from his travelings into his home city, he had the intention to get married. And things were kind of organized for him to follow that path. But it was in one night, in a tambor de crioula party, that he got involved in a big fight. And when he came back home, his uncle Paulo Serra repressed him and punished him for his actions. And it's written in this book that he went to bed in that state and he woke up traveling. He had left. He went to Acre to work on the extraction of that liquid in the Amazon jungle. So in 1912, Mestre Irineu finally arrived in Rio Branco, Acre. When he arrived there, he was trying to find some jobs, and he heard about some family members that would be living there as well, the Costa brothers. He ended up finding these guys on the border of Bolivia, Peru, and Brazil. So he arrived there and he easily got a job, since he was a big man capable of working hard, and there was a lot of people working on that industry there. He got a job in the extraction of the latex, and he had an intention to ground himself there on that land. And also in 1912, he heard about the caboclos, who were native Peruvian shamans who were serving people a bitter jungle brew, who technically would allow people to connect and to speak with spirits. And his cousin told him that the main reason for people to go there and to drink this medicine was to pursue wealth. They used to go there and to sign contracts with these spirits. And this same cousin, Antônio Matos, was the person who took Irineu to experience that jungle brew for the first time. And that ceremony that he went was far away from what people would consider nowadays as a Santo Daime ceremony. They used to call those ceremonies a beberragem. And in this first experience with the medicine, it is written that people would be going through some psychotic breakdowns and also be yelling to try to connect with the devil. These people were evoking the devil to try to get a deal and sign contracts to become rich, to get wealth. And Ireneo, in his individual process, was only seeing crosses around him. And even when he tried to call for the devil, as everyone else was doing, the only thing that he could connect with were the crosses. He came from a Catholic family, and for him to be witnessing all those crosses was a clear message about the presence of Jesus Christ. In his first experience, he could already understand the potential of that jungle brew and how that could connect people with divinity, with spirituality, and help people to dive deep into their own journey. After this first experience, his cousin Antonio Rocha told him which were the plants that were used to prepare this jungle brew, but he didn't really know how to prepare it properly. So they went into the jungle, and for the first time, Mestre Ireneu harvested chacrona and jagubi, and he prepared his first tea, with the intention of connecting with the spirits, Jesus Christ, and to be open to the opportunity that was being given to him. This first experience with the caboclos was very important for the birth of Santo Daime. One of the biggest symbols of Santo Daime is the cross with two horizontal arms, symbolizing the second coming of Jesus Christ to earth. In the next videos of this series, we're going to be exploring how it was for him to drink his own brew, and also which were the next steps that led him to create this beautiful tradition called Santo Daime.